Hey everyone, what's up and welcome to the channel. We are back today and we're going to be taking a look at XDefiant's new set of patch notes, which are said to include movement, sniper flinch, and a bunch of other massive changes people have been really looking forward to, and I can't wait to address. We're going to talk about it, we're going to get in game, we're going to check out some of the changes as well. So sit back, relax. Let's get into this, bro. All right, so we have the XDefiant Year 1 Season 0.3 patch notes. We're going to be starting off with some gameplay changes here because I think these are some of the biggest changes that people have been anticipating for this update. First up, we have added aiming penalties for players who go to town on the jump/crouch buttons, aka the nuanced tactic of jump spamming, aka the maddening exploit of jump spamming. Opinions do vary. I'm not gonna lie. I think that at the end of the day, it really just has been a skill issue for people who complain about movement and just want it out of the game. There's nothing that is unreadable or untrackable in XDefiant in its current state. If you can't aim, you got to work on your aim. But I will say that movement in this game is a bit sporadic in the sense that there are no real penalties for just spamming buttons and using things absolutely whenever you like. I think that movement mechanics in games should have timing to them, you know, a rhythm, and you being able to tap into that is a truer expression than just spamming jump anytime you get shot at because you know you're taking less damage. It's just I don't know, there was no real technique to it. So I think this will be good. We'll hop in game and actually test this out in the range to see how the movement feels differently and how the aiming spread. I don't know if the aiming penalty that they're talking about is going to more so be a bloom effect, like just bullets spraying outwards or more inaccurately, kind of like they do during hipfire, just bullets dispersing, or if it'll be more of a visual aiming penalty, like your reticle being more off center and not being true to where you're actually aiming when you jump too much, or if it'll just start treating your ADS kind of like your hip fire. I mean, that would be a pretty crazy implementation, but we'll have to test that out to actually see. Players can now push the package in escort mode with confidence that their legs won't detach from their torso and strand them, which was the thing that was happening. Honestly, I don't know exactly what they're referring to here. I don't know if this is just like talking about more jump spam. You jump spam so much, your body comes off your torso. I don't really know. If you guys know what they're talking about here, let me know down in the comment section. I'm a little lost on that one. In terms of weapons, various fine tuning for long distance shooting, including slightly reduced walking speed when holding your breath while wielding scoped weapons, which makes sense when you think about it. It does make sense. When you're holding your breath, you should be moving slower. And I think that this will be really nice for dealing with snipers using high zoom scopes like the 8x, like the true sniper scopes, because when they're really far away, the slower they are, the easier they will be able to hit. And when they only have to hit one shot, I mean, you should be able to get a decent beam on them. So I think this is fair. It's a decent trade-off. I'm almost certain that on like scopes like the 4x on the sniper, you actually don't even have to hold your breath. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that holding your breath doesn't even do anything though on those scopes. That could potentially be a way around this. But then again, you don't have super high zoom. You only have a 4x, but it's more than most people will be using, which is 1x on the ARs. Revamped how snipers flinch when they're tagged by enemy fire, increasing the flinch and keeping it going through multiple hits. So the more you get hit, the more you're going to flinch. This could make it severely more difficult to use a sniper. You might have to play a lot more strategic with it. You can't aggro people and just get in their face like you could before. Snipers were a little too free. I mean, I think it was one tap galore, but we'll see in time. And they also squared away a PC specific issue where players couldn't set ADS on toggle after completing a match and changing gameplay input. That's a pretty niche bug. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how many people are switching their inputs in between every game, but if you were, then luckily you won't be experiencing that anymore. We got some social changes here, just some very slight stuff for the rest of this. Fixed on Xbox specific issue where the Xbox button broke on the in-game social menu after inviting a player on said console. I don't play Xbox, so I don't know about that. Fixed an issue that allowed block players to read your chat messages. I mean, that's a toxic player's dream. Tweaked the way ping is calculated in matchmaking, so you have access to a wider group of players who share your ping characteristics. So people experiencing the same poor characteristics potentially Players were unable to join a nearly full game in progress despite being invited by someone already in the game, but good news, now they can. That's the W, nothing more annoying than that. And fixed an issue where players could join a game in progress that didn't fit their meticulously customized controller and matchmaking settings. Okay, so yeah, overall, W changes. I mean, can't complain about anything there, but now we have some netcode changes. Everybody wants to know about the netcode, and this is actually kind of funny. The Libertad's medical skills were so potent, they were soaking up bandwidth. That's been fixed, the bandwidth issue, not the healing potency, which remains untouched. To think that the healing abilities were soaking up bandwidth and causing some netcode issues is kind of comical. Libertads are already crazy difficult to kill with their ults and their healing abilities, so knowing that they might get a little bit easier to drop, I mean, that's just a W. I couldn't tell you the amount of times. Sometimes I felt like shooting Libertads in healing ults and stuff like that, like there were so many bullets that would just not register. And I don't know if this is overall just gonna help with the dying around corners issue, but I mean, if it does, shout out to Libertads, bro, because damn, it's finally been fixed. We also got faction changes. They added the additional fixes so that Echelon players turn invisible only when using the ghillie suit. There was a bug where they're staying invisible all game long. They corrected how feats of Libertad battlefield medicine are highlighted at the end of each round for well-deserved peer group recognition. I'm not really sure what that's addressing, to be honest. Once again, let me know in the comments. And devices, most underrated change in the entire set of patch notes. The camera used to shake when nearby explosives exploded, whether the explosion caused damage to the player or not. But now the camera shakes only when the exploding explosives causes damage to the player. This was really freaking annoying. There were so many times where there would be a guy and he would chuck a grenade at me and it would be way to the left of me. It wouldn't even hit me. But once it blew up, while shooting him, my screen would just go boom. And I would literally, on mouse and keyboard, I would lose sight of my target because of how much my screen was shaking. Have to stop shooting for a second, start shooting once my screen recalibrated, and I would die. And it drove me crazy. So now, as long as I'm properly dodging grenades, my screen isn't going to be playing Earthquake Simulator. And if I do get hit by it, I mean, it's understandable. I took grenade damage, I'm getting rocked. My screen will shake a little bit. It's a little bit of effect of the grenade. So massive change, probably my favorite in the whole update. Can't wait for this. In terms of map changes, they tweaked the orientation of flags on the Liberty map. That'll be pretty interesting to see where those get put now. And lastly, we got some miscellaneous changes. A couple of crash fixes, reduce the pop-up frequency of ban for toxicity, fix an issue preventing players from using abilities after switching inputs. Buzzkill achievement wasn't unlocking, but now it unlocks according to plan, and previously cosmetic items were displayed as available in some places, but they would basically highlight in the wrong place. So yeah, pretty simple changes. Overall, W patch notes, not a super long read, but definitely some massive meaningful changes. And I think this is gonna be really healthy for the game. We are gonna hop in game really quick to test out the movement aiming penalties that they've talked about. I think that's on a lot of people's minds, and people will definitely wanna see how that works right away. All right, we're in the range now. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's a lot of different ways this aiming penalty can go in terms of jump spam. I mean, first up, we're just gonna test this out really quick. I don't know if there's like, you got one bunny hop, little one. I don't know. I feel like I should put on like a high movement build to like really feel it out.
Loadout updated.
Okay, I definitely feel it like after that first slide jump. I feel like there's, I don't know, I feel pretty like grounded, to be real. I think it's the first jump where like you get something, but then after that it's just, oh wow, no, oh my god. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this play out right now. I'm spamming jump and I'm currently not touching my mouse at all. Look at my camera. Holy smokes, this is actually pretty crazy. I'm not touching my camera at all. Look how much it's moving. There's no stick drift. This is not a controller. It's just straight up the game inputting extra amounts of sway for the spamming of jump. Okay, so, oh my god. Oh my god. Holy smokes, did you see that? Did you see how slow I was there to recover and gain my movement back? I'm just gonna let that play out again. That really stacks. Holy smokes. Just keep spamming jump. I'm gonna hold sprint and hold the W key to move forward, and look how slow I'm able to regain my movement. Oh! I mean, I don't think anybody is going to be spamming jump to that degree, but it's just a stretch to really show you how it works. I do think that the aiming sway is pretty interesting. I want to see if it like actually kicks in during hip fire as well. It doesn't seem to be kicking in during hip fire. If anything, it almost looks like my reticle is like tightening. I don't know, it's not, but yeah, so no reticle sway on your actual crosshair, more so just when you're ADSing. You can see that kick in right away, and a massive recharge penalty to actually gain full movement. I think that the extent you're gonna probably want to use this is, we'll test this out in a sec. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's 2 bounces. I think 2 bounces is the green light. We got 1, 2, no penalty there. No penalty there. The third bounce is where it kicks in. 1, 2, 3, and there it is. There it is. Swing. Massive sway. So I'm gonna test that one more time. 1, 2. No penalty. Okay, so 2 is the sweet spot. Don't jump any more than 2 times. That's kind of what I thought they were gonna do with it. I thought 1 bounce would be too much of a penalty. 2 bounces, I mean, you're not really getting much of an effect after that anyways. You do like 1 bounce, like 1 slide jump, 1 bounce the other way, and you could still aim correctly. We're gonna actually test it by shooting on a dummy now quick. 1, 2, 3, the penalty. You could probably counteract it a little bit. I don't know if it's consistent every time. It went to the right. Went to the left. Went to the left. Okay, so the movement penalty seems to go in the same direction every time. Same direction every time. Down to the left to the right. So, I mean, you could learn to counteract the aiming sway when shooting people, but that's, I mean, that's skill depth, I guess you could say. If you really want to spam jump, then you can do that, but you're also getting, you know, you're not going to be able to react quickly to your targets after that if you're doing 3 times, because there's going to be too much recovering on the jump spam. They also said there is penalties to the crouch spam, not just the jump spam. So I'm going to spam crouch, and I want to know how much this affects. Okay, yeah, so aiming sway once again. I'm not touching, well, I'm not touching my mouse here. And just, we are going absolutely everywhere. Just spamming the crouch. This is a pretty weird implementation. I mean, it's better than your weapons blooming, because I think that this is a visual, direct and immediate visual response that people can see to be like, I should stop doing this. Whereas bloom, people might think and wonder like, oh, I'm shooting the target, why are my bullets going everywhere? Some people might not understand why. So this is it. Yeah, it's telling you why, it's showing you why. And just to show you one more time, I'm gonna span like 1,000,000 jumps per second here. It does have a little bit of a recovery delay as well. I'm gonna un-ADS, then re-ADS, and you're still gonna notice the sway. Ready? 3, 2, 1, un-ADS, ADS. Still swaying there. So that's pretty interesting. We're gonna see how many crouch spams before it does kick in. It was 2 jumps to kick in the ADS sway on bunny hops, and on crouching, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it kicks it in. I'm guessing for each additional like jump or crouch you input, it'll do another one of those sways. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And I kind of want to notice like the interval at which you can crouch, because jumping is like a very timing based mechanic. You can only jump once you've hit the floor again, but crouching, you can do as slow or as fast as you'd like. So I kind of want to understand the timing, like 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So if you wait at least 2 seconds in between each crouch, you'll be safe from gaining the penalty despite spamming. Well, let's do 1 second. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So I feel like it's like every 0.75 to half a second if you spam. Yeah, Okay, so it's like half a second at the rate of which you spam, it'll start kicking an aim sweat. Pretty insane change, I won't lie. This was a big one. I don't think that it'll affect players who start to learn how to use it properly. The only thing I am a bit not of a fan of is specifically the penalty to regaining your movement speed once you started spamming jump. Like, look at this, man. I mean, once again, no one's gonna be doing this, but the fact that it takes you that long, I guess it's just another way to teach a player a lesson. Don't spam and abuse movement, or we're gonna take away your movement. But yeah, players should have no problem still just running around. 1 bunny hop, 2 bunny hop, 1 2 1 2 1 2. See, I did a third jump there. I kind of felt it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I felt it a little bit of a penalty. 1 2 1 2 1 2, and we'll go 3. 1 2 3. You just feel the slightest bit of sluggishness at the end of that, and I think that will definitely cost you some lives if you're in the heat of a moment and you need to be flowing. And that's, once again, just a truer form of skill expression. Understanding the timing, understanding the frequency, understanding the tempo, and when you should be using certain mechanics in certain moments. Overall W changes. We'll have to wait and see how these play out over the next week and 2 weeks to actually get some real feedback on the nerf, but overall I think it's going to be decent for the game. I will really quickly test out the actual strafe speed on sniper scopes. This is without holding your breath here. We got regular strafe speed with the sniper scope, and if I hold my breath, you can see the difference in strafe speed. I'm going to let go. We speed back up again. And we're gonna hold it down mid strafe. 3 2 1. Slows down the strafe. Let go. Speeds up the strafe. You know, pretty decent. It'll make hitting snipers a little bit easier. And just to prove what I said earlier, I put on the 4x scope here. This is not as much zoom as you get on the 8x. Obviously, it's still a great scope in my opinion. You can hear the hold breath sound effect when I press it, but you don't actually hold your breath. So this is a way to get around that sniper nerf with the holding breath. You don't actually get as much sway on this weapon, and the holding of breath isn't even necessary. I'll hold it. You heard that there? I'm not slowing my strafe. I'm not actually even holding my breath. It just made the sound effect. So if you want to get max movement speed at all times with as little sway as possible, it's definitely recommended you lower your zoom on your scope now. This is a little bit of a workaround. I don't even snipe that much, but there you go for all you snipers. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the patch notes. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought of all the changes down in the comment section. Are you a fan of the movement nerfs? And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, man. I do stream every day on Twitch as well. Link to that will be in the description. We'll be live later on this afternoon. So if you guys want to see me over there, we'll be talking about the patch notes in detail. I hope to catch you guys over on my stream. And yeah, thanks for supporting the YouTube channel. We've had a ton of new subscribers here. It means a lot. And I'm very appreciative of all the XDefiant support. So catch you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Keep up, stay up. Peace out.